I would have been given a full hour, I'm pretty sure I could have gotten it to move, and I would have figured out, I would have unlocked the ability to control stuff with my mind. And we're back to Let's Smoke About It with your host, Nookie Puss.
And Captain Daddy, I'm glad you were aware of that.
Yes, sir.
I was going to start it as soon as you were done talking.
And Dancing Dan.
And Dan Chicago over here.
Dan Chicago. How you doing, my friend?
Good. I have my gin and tonic. I'm ready.
Gin and tonic.
Welcome to a very special episode of Let's Smoke About It, Super Bowl Day edition.
Super Bowl Day edition.
Yes.
As you can hear in the background, that we were having a Super Bowl get-together. And during the halftime, we were doing a short special.
We are doing a short special. We figured the amount of time it takes for the halftime to happen, we were going to grace your presence as well with our beautiful voices.
And some gin and tonics.
And some gin and tonics.
Some tasty gin and tonics
Unfortunately,
made by
I haven't
Don.
had one. But that being said, we all used to work a job together that had its fair share of interesting customers. They definitely were ones to remember because we had to deliver furniture and appliances to these people. You always meet the most interesting characters inside of their own homes.
You really get to know them.
Oh, yes. Especially if you're there repeatedly.
Like they're in their repeat.
Exactly.
Customers.
Repeat customers. And you're always, not always, but you see them enough to get a feel for who they are.
And sometimes they're real gross.
Oh, sometimes they're real gross.
Very.
One of the first ones that comes to mind when I think of that is there's a customer that had his son do all of like the paperwork, and like every time we called and like tried to talk and all that stuff, it was always him that like spoke to us and gave payments. We never talked to the dad until it might have been you and me. It might have been one pair of us, but I know I was there.
I was the constant.
I was there, yeah. But we had to deliver a washer and dryer, and it was into the back of his trailer. And we had to go back into his room to try and talk to him.
Oh.
Because he like couldn't move, because we needed him to sign the paperwork. We couldn't have the son sign, and he wasn't even there.
Yeah.
And so we showed up. We delivered a washer and dryer. We ended up having to go through the back part of the trailer. Don't get me wrong. That's a very blanket statement, and I realize that compared to what we've had to deal with.
We had to go to a trailer and went to the back of the trailer.
Yeah.
Gave him a washer and dryer.
Okay, so this guy was huge, like immobile, and that's why he couldn't, like...
It might have been you too, because it doesn't ring a bell.
All I remember is that, like, where we were going to put the washer and dryer, there was, like, a litter of kittens.
A litter of kittens?
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember that place, but I do remember the place that gave me Ringworm.
What was that?
That was not too far from here, but it was an old rundown shack off the side of the road, basically.
We were delivering a washer and
Main
dryer
road?
to them. Yeah. Right down the main one.
Just
Going
right out
down
here?
the hill, yeah.
Going down the hill.
This one down here. Goes in front of the HP building.
Oh, okay. And it's
Yeah.
just a shack right off of there.
Yeah, like you turn down a little road that there's like a trailer park on one side and then this
gotcha.
house is there. But yeah, gross as all hell. Didn't end up delivering anything because of the fact that their laundry room was half full of clothes. Like, you couldn't walk into it. We told them we were going to deliver that because we can't get in there and we're not going to move your stuff to do it for you.
I think I was with you when we delivered a washer and dryer to a family in the next town, like 45 minutes south of us.
Oh, okay.
And we show up, and as soon as they opened the door to show us the pathway that they'd given us to give their washer and dryer to them, it was enough for like single file footwork. I was like, oh no! Like, you guys definitely need to clean some of this up. Like, we're bringing a whole appliance through here.
Yeah,
like,
we're
we
dollying this
yeah.
shit. We're not
Like,
carrying
we're not
it
gonna
with our
step
hand.
over all of your hoarded, gross stuff.
No.
Like, anyway, it was, you walk in the living room, you go back to the right, there's the kitchen, and that's where the washer and dryer was hooked up. And the washer and dryer hookup didn't have a floor, so we had to balance it on the framework of the house.
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember it now.
That was I was so peeved on that move that whole time. And to go back 6 months later and pick it up.
I hate that. I hated dropping something off knowing
Oops.
damn
That we're gonna
well
have
that
to
I'm
come
going to be
back and
back
get
and
it.
come get this. Just because, A, I know they're not going to pay for it, or B, it's going to get ruined and I'm going to have to replace it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that house though on the side of the road was. So the lady that bought it from us has in a stroller, not a stroller, electric scooter thing to get around.
Oh, yeah.
And
didn't she also have a trailer in that very small portion of town to the north?
Probably. It was like a family.
Like a big woman.
Yeah, very large woman.
Crazy look in the eye.
Yeah.
And it was her husband and her son that took care of everything, even though her son was 15.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It was a fairly because they're a family.
Mm-hmm.
They all come in.
Yeah.
And they all get stuff from us, and we all know them.
And when
all.
you deliver stuff to her, she's sitting on a mattress, half naked, because it's so hot
Whoa.
in the living room, and she's just got this weird little Jabba the Hutt throne thing going.
But so she's on her little scooter, and she's going up her little ramp to the house, but the ramp is soft wood. It was like plywood, wasn't it? Or
Yeah,
not
it wasn't.
plywood, but
It was just pieces of wood just kind of stacked
particle
together.
board or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was soggy because it was raining that day.
Right.
And the day before probably, and it gives out in the middle. Her tire goes into the middle of it, and
She's leaning hard to
me
the
and
left.
Daddy here go to the rescue and have to stop her from falling off because I'm this lady's gonna die if she falls from this height.
She's flooring her little scooter. We're keeping her from tipping over, pushing her at the same time.
If that isn't customer service, I don't know what the
That
fuck is.
deserves a double pay raise.
Yeah.
I could have
Not
just stood
only
here
did
and
we-
watched you fall
yeah,
over.
We didn't have to help at all. In fact, we probably shouldn't have helped.
There's a
Technically,
lot of things we should not.
There's a
have
lot of things that we should not have done, but our management gave us strict orders to do. So therefore,
You want me to get that washer and dryer back? I'll fucking get it back.
we're not going to talk about that story yet. We'll tell that story someday, but not quite yet, because that one dives
Oh, you're
pretty
taking
deep.
our flyers down? Let me just put this glue on your door. You ain't taking it
wasn't
down
glue,
now.
it was grease.
It was wood
It
glue.
was grease.
Was it grease?
Yeah. No,
Oh.
you're right. It was wood glue.
It was wood glue
Yeah.
because there's no way you taking that down.
Yeah.
And if you do, I can see it. It was interesting.
That was, and then of course the guy who lived, down in that town 45 minutes south of where we're at,
I've never
Know what
seen
I'm
the
saying?
scariest feet.
That dude.
That's some gnarly feet.
I'm not gonna lie, I miss that dude. Of all the customers that we had, I genuinely miss that guy because he was at least he was genuine enough. He was fucked up on something throughout his life,
Right, yeah.
Because he was not all there, but he was a nice dude for the most part.
But it was
How
just
you
so
doing? Okay.
it was just so gross at his house
yeah, he
though.
was pretty gross.
Yeah, the house
not
was
only that, but
really-
the other customer that lived at his house, she was a nut.
How'd you get cockroaches in a PlayStation? Tell me that.
Wasn't that his other roommate who lived in the big?
I think it was his
who
kid.
Huh?
It was his kid, or not kid.
It was his kid that had the
had the
cockroaches
PS4.
in the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I
'cause
thought
didn't you
I thought
go
might
pick
have
it
been,
up?
I went and picked it up out of his room and brought it back.
His big roommate.
And our account manager takes a look at it. He's like, "Oh shit, this thing got cockroaches in it." I'm like, "No fucking way." And sure as shit, you turn it around to the back fan on the back of the PS4, and there's you see little cockroach bodies and shells
That's
and poop.
terrifying.
That's like the house that we went to that was abandoned and it was nothing but cockroach fecal
Dude,
matter and dead bugs
screw that.
in the entire house.
And you left it there, right?
No,
Was that the chair?
That was that couch, that
No,
sectional
I picked up that chair.
with a motorized recliner and
Okay.
everything, power recliner.
Yeah.
Whole
Not
house
the
is in,
W29.
no, the whole house was infested with cockroaches though. It was everywhere.
that's disgusting.
You saw the bodies, you saw the poo on the outlets. They were everywhere.
It's
But you
crazy.
need to go pick up that couch and bring it back. No, we need to burn everything
Yeah.
down.
Well, it's like when we brought the chair back.
Well, you slam it on the ground and a million
Yeah,
cockroaches come flying out of it.
I make it do a full 360 flip, and then as soon as it lands, at least 45. No joke. If I had to give you an exact number, I would say the closest is 45. There were so goddamn many that fell out of that.
Ew.
And then of course, we
Gotta
were
bring
all
it back.
over it. Yeah, we can't. Don't kill him. What do you mean? Don't kill him? Well, that's how they spread their eggs. But there's nothing I want to do more than to just smash the ever living hell out of all those. I wish we had a bug bat. That's what I wish we had. Just like one of those little small ones that you can get at like a baseball game that's like maybe 10 inches long or something.
This is like a little slugger on it.
Yeah, just like a little wooden bat to bash the shit out of bugs with at that job. That would have been the greatest.
One of the probably grossest ones is when me and Dad here went to go pick up a mattress from another trailer park.
We were rubbing all up on this mattress.
Oh God, it had bed bugs all over it.
Oh yeah, I remember
All
when
over
you guys
it.
came
But it
back
wasn't
from
until
that.
we got outside to the truck that we saw all the bed bugs. And like I said, we'd been grabbing it, rubbing on it like we're picking up a mattress.
I never ran so quickly home and stripped
Threw all
so
your
fast to
shit,
throw it in the
yeah.
dryer,
It was
like
gross.
to kill any possible infestation. Because I'm like, I'm not fucking dealing with that.
I've had small bed bug things. Never like anything big.
The only
But-
parasite I got from that work was that ringworm,
ringworm.
from that house, because I'm a sucker for your animals. I'm going to pet your animals,
Mm-hmm.
and your animals transmit it because it's a top skin parasite. And I'm like, oh,
They're
it
so cute.
sucks.
I think
Such
that's
kitty.
what prepared us for this
Wow.
pandemic.
It really did.
Where
We've been to gross places where the coronavirus couldn't exist, and since we've been there, that's why we're immune to it.
We've already
it's
been
so gross the
susceptible to any
coronavirus
other-
can't live in the environment.
It's so
It's the
bad.
prissy bitch of the viruses that can exist in filth and squalor.
It's like, remember that time we had to have that cop get us into that trailer because it was barricaded with that fridge?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was down south again.
We had to sit
And-
out there for about 20 minutes waiting for the police to show up
Jesus.
because we went to the house and they're like, yeah, this is abandoned as
And
fuck.
apparently, because the landlord lived in the same, like, it was a whole trailer complex,
Mm-hmm.
not like a trailer park, like a complex.
It was a nice, fancy little trailer park.
Not too bad. But the landlord was right across from that house, like
Mm-hmm.
maybe 50 feet, and said he went outside one time and found a little baggie with some white substance, found out it was like meth.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And turned that in, and so they skipped town wherever they went. And yeah, we had law enforcement come to let us in.
I've definitely had my fair share around the valley of like people that just up and left.
It's so weird.
It is really weird. So
It's like, how do
the
you do
ones,
that? How do
the
you
ones that
just-
that come to mind immediately were the foreign exchange students from the Middle East.
Oh, in those apartments?
Yeah, because they'd come and they would be given a certain like level of allowance almost to be here and like get an education.
Well, and the thing is, they were all the
And-
same. Like, their whole living situation was all identical.
Yeah.
They left the same way, and they almost used the
Well,
same stuff.
Yeah, and
as well.
so all you see is just smoke cigarettes throughout the whole place because they know
Usu-
they're only going to be there for a couple years.
9 times out of 10 parliaments. The
Yep.
other
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
like two
the silver or the gold parliaments.
yeah, or
Yeah.
7 out of 10 times parliaments. The other 3 Marlboro Lights.
Yep.
Like,
Oh, yeah. And then remember that dresser that we found that was full of nothing but empty cologne bottles?
oh, that it was
And
on
that's
top
the other
too.
thing.
Yeah.
They drown themselves in cologne, so their
And it's a
places just smell
specific
like cologne
scent.
and cigarettes.
It's always the same cologne.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they just bottles of it.
Uh-huh.
Just
And they
bottles.
leave everything behind because they have no way of getting it back. So they'll
Well, remember
they'll
that one that we went
buy
to
a lot of
where the ceiling in the kitchen was smoked, like it was burnt, or was that with you?
I think that was me.
Yeah, we went into that apartment to go pick up some stuff, and the kitchen ceiling's all black, like they had some kind of.
Did you ever
quick
go to the compound with me?
explosion.
We called it the compound. It's off of the street in downtown that's named after our city. And you go in, and there's like 3, like 4 or 5 bedroom houses that are just like right there.
Is that with the business below it?
No, there's no business below it.
Maybe not.
I went there. I've been there 3 times, and it was just like what you're saying, but it like the worst that I'd ever seen consistently every single time.
It sucks. It's like how.
But so we called it the compound, but it literally was just like a little like excerpt from that main road up on the hillside, and it had just 3 5-bedroom houses there, and then the parking lot to fit everybody. I was like,
It's like,
that's what me and the account manager called it. That dude was an ass.
It's like, how do you guys just completely trash a place and feel cool with just bouncing from it?
Yeah. But yeah, they left everything. That's also why they went through our business, though, is because they knew they weren't going to be here long enough for it to matter.
Right.
Well, that's what sucked about that business too. Is like, some of these people are just using it to get some quick furniture without.
Well, and it's frustrating
repercussion.
that when we have to bring it back and try and resell it, it's like, how?
This is trash.
Yeah. It's-
Somehow some people do pick one of those things out, but there's ones that come back that
Yeah,
it's going
it's
to be
like, there's
sitting
no
up in
way.
this upstairs for months, and eventually we'll
We're
just
gonna-
get written off.
Well, and you could say that you're pricing it down, but when you actually check like how much they priced it down comparatively, it was never nearly enough.
No.
It's like you're gonna have to cut this price point in like
The
half.
the
with
best,
how gnarly
like-
some of these come back.
Yeah, the
Like
best
headboards and
price
footboards and
cut
shit.
like deal that I got was the TV stand that I picked up,
Oh yeah.
because it came back. There's nothing wrong with it. It wasn't broken, missing anything, and our boss just put it up there, priced it for $40. I was
Oh,
like,
shit.
Sold.
It must
I'm
have
like,
been with
I'll
who.
take it.
Must have been dependent on who had it. Because a lot of the
Possibly.
times it was more just like we would base
Or
it off
how
like the
long
wear
they
and
had
tear,
it.
like and who we knew was
Oh,
a bit of a ruffian.
yeah, how much else got paid on it
I mean, it's
before
like
it came
the,
back.
the best thing I got was the TV for free.
Yeah.
'Cause I accidentally set that sleep timer on it.
TV's broken. It keeps turning off, and I don't know why.
I fucking hated those guys. I wanted to knock that dude the fuck out.
There's
That guy
a
was such an asshole.
That
There's
would
a lot
be-
of them. You remember it was just down the road from us when we all lived over there at the same time, and down the road from the shop, fucking Kung Fu Master dude. He had bow staffs on his wall.
Yeah, the dojo
What?
master. So you know that place where you're going after those property managers? We went to their office, pounding on that door after work one day.
Me?
Yeah, you.
From my property managers when I lived over there.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was that same apartment complex. The guy was a dojo. He had
Really?
a South Korean flag in his room.
I
He-
honestly don't think I ever delivered.
He
to those
always needed
apartments.
help.
In the first. It wasn't the guy who always had the DVD player swap out and had the issues with that.
No, not that guy, because he always had problems with audio as well.
That was a different guy. But God, fuck that guy. Like,
But no,
Because
this
I
guy
don't really
was
remember the dojo guy. I would
He-
remember a dojo
he was
guy.
like
Let me tell you.
he was a veteran,
Okay.
but he also had like his karate stuff on the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a cat, and he was always like, "Make sure you shut the door." and we would, so you and I,
Yeah.
we went up there, knocked on the door, not on him.
knocked on him.
We knocked on the door, and he comes out. He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna put it right over there," and we're like, "Cool, we'll go grab it real quick." So I think it was like TV stand or something. So we
No, it was a TV. He was swapping TVs.
yeah, it was swapping the TV. So needed both of us because he always gets 75-inch whatever. We go down and we park the truck right in front of his door, the staircase. So it took maybe 30 seconds to walk down, pick up the TV, walk back up. He locked the door on us.
Yeah, we go to open the door. Door's locked. Knocking on the door. Nothing. Knocking on the door again. Oh, sorry, I just locked the door. We're just down the stairs. We're not that
coming
far.
back.
Yeah.
You know we're coming back.
Why'd you lock the door
He
on
was
us?
very peculiar because he
He
didn't want his
also-
cat to get out. And
Yeah, and he also left his VR set on the doorstep at his apartment complex outside for us to go get. He just left it outside.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
I've heard
that
about
guy.
that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
yeah, it was a
yeah.
PlayStation VR that he was returning, and we come back, and it's just in front of his door. This bright blue and white box that is clearly like "steal me."
That says, "Please take me away." So you know how lucky you are in case no one actually stole it, then you'd be liable because it's gone. We never actually received it, so congratulations, you bought a VR you don't have.
Might as well be like all the other people that just keep the stuff and refuse to pay.
It just
It's
reminds
free,
me-
right? If I just don't pay on it?
It reminds me of that guy off of that same road that we were talking about, the lady before, that's named after the other town that's now technically a part of our town. Heading back towards the city that you grew up in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap, what?
And it was just a lone house on the left.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it had the pull around. Yeah. And we never once got into that dude's house.
The
He
only
just-
time I was in
everything-
that house is when we delivered the shit.
What was it?
It was a whole living room set because I remember, I don't know who I was with.
I think we eventually, piece by piece, got it.
Well, I delivered that whole set.
Yeah, because
I
I
was
remember going
there-
and picking up a couple things eventually.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
they
say,
had a
there's
whole-
definitely a few times that I went and picked up shit.
They had a whole living room set, the love seat, the rug, the end tables, the lamp, the coffee table.
Damn.
And then that was the last time I
like
ever
that
stepped
set or
foot
anything.
because,
Everything else was dealt through the patio on the back.
well, and
Yeah.
they never answered their door.
Mm-hmm.
They only talked over the phone.
Well, and I remember the one time we ever ran into the guy is because he either just showed up or he was just leaving, kind of thing. And he is like on the phone in the middle of it, and he tells us to stay outside anyway, and he brings us one of the pieces, and he puts it outside for us so we couldn't get back in the house.
Yeah, because I think they had a bed as well. It was like the EB1 bed set, right?
Yeah.
The big like brown
Yeah, they had
one.
Yeah.
So I came out and there was just a headboard or just a footboard.
Yeah. It's like,
I'm
what is happening right now? That job was nuts.
That's like that one lady that thought I was attacking her because she was Hebrew.
Because she was Hebrew?
Yeah. It was when I got rehired again. Went to a
After
place.
Yeah.
That we'd been trying to get back, and I knew about it from being in the accounts manager or whatever you want to call it, calling that address all the time. So I knew the whole deal about it. So when I went with you to go get it, and we finally got in contact, I was ready to just like, no, we're getting this fucking shit back because I know how long it's been since you haven't paid and you haven't talked to us. I want it now. You're just going at me because I'm a Hebrew woman. What does that have to do with anything?
How was I supposed to know that by any stretch?
Well, what about all the stuff I got to clear off the dresser? We'll start clearing it off because I'm not touching it. Because if it breaks, you're going to blame me. So I want you to move it and clean it. Because you had to take over because she wouldn't talk to me anymore.
I think I do remember that one.
She's like, I'm not going to talk to him anymore. I want to talk to you. I'm like, fine, I'll just stand over
Tell
here.
her the same fucking thing. But because I'm not him.
Yeah, because it's not me and I was being mean.
Well,
to a Hebrew woman.
To a Hebrew woman. Do you remember the family that we delivered the bed sets to and the living room set in the middle of that storm?
Out in the snowstorm?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where the kids were in the way still?
Well, we had to... No, not those guys. That was the family we delivered right before that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out when we were in the middle of that shit. And this took us like 2 hours just to go a goddamn square mile.
Yeah, because we slipped off the road a few times.
So we delivered that bed set to them. They had the big platform one up in the bonus room area, and then we had to deliver like a smaller set for like a kid or something in one of the other rooms. And then eventually we delivered another. All I remember is how much of a pain in the ass that was to get back and how annoying that lady was because we had to have a police escort into the building.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, to grab all the bed stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because wasn't...
I was a part of that, and it was one of the other PT guys that got hired.
Yeah, because I was chilling outside that building waiting for you and him.
Yeah, I know we all like met up.
I was gonna say I remember that as well. I definitely remember that.
I think we were all four of us were there.
Yeah, because I was chilling as the MT. I had field visited that place.
Was it one of the other MTs?
No,
no, it was one of the other stores PTs.
Yeah,
yeah,
because they had stuff
that.
too. I was there because I had field
visit,
and then the boss is like, "Hey, you should just hang out there. The other two guys are on their way. You're gonna get the stuff." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'm just gonna kick it."
Yeah.
Police shows up. Well, here's my boss, sir. You're gonna have to listen to her. And then, cops like, okay, well, follow me. We'll do this civil. Go in there and you collect all the stuff.
Our boss was a bad bitch.
She was a bad bitch.
She did not fuck around. And she, like,
she'd
above
go
all
after
else,
anybody.
I wish she would have just yelled at me in her native tongue. I asked her that so many times. And
Please curse me out in Spanish.
I knew that she'd figured out why I wanted to, and she never did. She never got mad at me in Spanish. I'm like, please. I know I won't understand, but I'll get that you're pissed.
That's been one of the only times in my life where I really did feel bad putting in my 2 weeks.
Really?
Right,
Yeah.
you actually felt bad because it's not so much for the job that you're leaving, it's who you're leaving.
Exactly. She's a great boss.
And knowing that, whatever position we were in, we're a vital part.
Yeah.
Because, she always appreciated the hell out of at least the three of us for sure.
Well, because we were the dogs that got the dirty deeds done.
We got shit done.
Cheap.
We were doing our best as a store when all three of us.
You want that stuff back? By golly, I'm getting it back.
The dude above her though, fucking tool.
Above her, I don't know, man.
Dude,
Being in the
cokehead?
office, being in the office and then just hanging out with him for about 9 hours a day.
It's rough.
It's not that rough though.
It's rough.
It's kind of.
He's an animal. He's
It's
so
comedic
annoying.
though. Well,
He's
no.
so annoying. Oh my god.
He's got that borderline annoying, but it's like I watched him meow somebody 17 times on a call because this guy wouldn't shut up, and so the manager's like, "Watch this." Yeah, meow, meow. No, really, meow. Just the whole time I watched it, I was counting it down, making tallies. I'm like, the balls to
like-
do that to a
Okay,
customer.
so were you ever in there with him and our direct manager?
Yeah, it sucked.
Doing calls? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's
shit
what I'm
was
saying. No,
annoying.
like, I'm not gonna say he wasn't annoying, but it was like comedic in a way to where I can stand you, but I wouldn't want to voluntarily hang out with you.
You're not somebody I want to talk to after.
Exactly.
And his wife was always calling, like, right as it's because he fucked around. And he got caught.
Sorry, you got a short leash, dude.
Yeah.
And driving around in your box Kia or whatever the hell it was. Oh, but I got
No,
a
he
Porsche
had-
at home.
Yeah, I was gonna say he has a nicer car at home, but he always showed up in that Kia Soul.
Drive your fucking nice car, man. Kia
Yeah.
Soul.
He definitely approached me as well, like right before I left, and he did make sure he's like, just so you know, if you ever if nothing works out, come to me. I was like, all right, man, like whatever. We don't really talk.
I don't need a coke dealer. I can tell you that.
I'm gonna
right
make
now.
you GM if you come back to me, boy.
He's like, oh, I get
That'd
you whatever position. I was like,
Dude, that's what you should do. Go back to him and be like, hey, if you set me a GM, I got some guys that can set you up with a business. And then we just run a
We
store.
just run the whole thing. I'll run sales floor. You run accounts. You're the GM.
I'll run the money. Bam. Done.
boom
we got
shakalaka.
the thug life. We got the Jason Momoa, and then we have the brains of the operation.
Yeah, because I'm getting your shit back
Yeah,
regardless.
yeah.
It's the only
There
job.
was a few times where I was like, I really don't know if I should back you up on this.
It's the only job where I've had the police called on me.
100%. Yep.
Two or three times.
3 times.
Yeah.
So there was the dude that almost threatened to kill us right there in the courtyard.
yeah,
and you
where I
got
was
in
face
his
to face.
shit. There was
Feeling ballsy
there's
as
the
ever.
time you got your ass kicked. Did that guy call the cops after he whooped your ass and was just standing there? Bleep that out.
No, the boss came by because my idiot coworker called her. She called the cops, and he did nothing.
He just stood there and called the boss.
Just
Oh my
did
god,
nothing.
Hey,
moron!
My thumb's so
he's-
far up my ass, I don't know what to do.
He's tickling his brain with it.
He doesn't even call the cops first.
Calls the
He
boss.
calls the work to call the cops. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I've never really had my shit handed to me before. But the other time was
There's one other time
I roasted him pretty hard too, like a little bit
yeah.
further down the road. It was after Captain left. I roasted him in front of the whole store. It was during our Friday morning
dude,
meeting.
fuck that guy.
That Friday meeting and stuff, and
He'd always show up with a bowl of cereal
God.
in Tupperware.
Jug
Jesus
of milk.
Christ.
Yeah. What an
But
animal.
he mentioned something about the delivery we did the day before. He's like, "Oh, man, I thought she was gonna like try and rape you or something," because we were like in the back room, and she was coming on to me, like 100%, and I was not wanting any part of that. I was want to stay as far away from that as possible.
You're just savage as shit.
I'm like, you probably would have left me back there with her, just like you left our other buddy, huh? And got his butt kicked, huh?
Yeah, he let me get my ass handed to me.
And
just awful.
oh man, like I don't think our GM said anything, but accounts manager, he was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, of course.
Got him with the oh.
Gosh, that pilled out sales manager that we had. That dude was nuts.
He loved baseball and looking at the mountains more than actually doing his job. And by golly,
No,
if
that's
he
the
didn't go
accounts
to
manager.
lunch at noon, he's gonna have a fit.
There's hell to pay.
Our old sales manager.
Well,
Sorry,
Sorry, I was talking about accounts.
The accounts manager was a piece of work.
That is
as
100%
well.
correct, though.
That dude was.
that is
He was.
goddamn.
He was baseball douche, turned angry, alcoholic that turned into an angry stoner instead, and needed his fix at like designated times. And
At a
then-
specific time.
if
But-
he didn't have that. But he was an asshole.
Yeah.
But the sales manager was a completely different animal
He was
altogether.
a wiry little fucker.
That dude, yeah, but he could
Oh,
scrap.
you're
'cause
talking
he
about
had
him.
nothing but anger management or anger problems.
Yeah, like I
He got
guess
into it
like
with everybody
wiry,
there.
like he's not wired properly.
Oh yeah, no, he's like Batty and Ferngully.
Less funny though.
Well,
That doing it.
That concludes
That concludes
our specials Super Bowl Sunday
little
podcast.
mini podcast.
little mini podcast, half-an-hour episode.
Yeah, doing it on during the halftime.
Thanks,
Halftime of the
thanks
Super
for
Bowl.
listening to our work stories.
Yeah, even though we didn't talk about the Super Bowl, you should be watching it yourselves.
Yeah, watch it yourself. We're just
It's
gonna,
going on right now.
Let us know what you thought about the Super Bowl, or if you have any crazy work stories, go ahead and comment them below.
Yeah, let us know. We'll hear them. We
Yeah,
like hearing. other
Here's a
stories.
picture of who wins. Yay!
Hooray!
Yeah, that's the winner.
I was right.
You did it.
I was
You
so
did it.
I won so much money.
I bet like this many dollars.
I 100% knew this team was gonna win. By the way, 100%.
Confetti raining from the sky. All right. Well, thanks you for joining us on Let's Smoke About It, episode 20 and a half.
20 and a half.
21 maybe?
21 will be next weekend.
Yeah, we'll do 20.5.
20.5? Okay.
Yeah, this will be 20.5.
Mini Super Bowl slam.
Witches. Scariest haunted house on the block, witches.
Oh, goodbye, everybody.